But we have two licenses, and when we got our driver's license, we each had to take the test. We both passed. Beyond the glamour of Hollywood superstars, scientists, and athletes, some extraordinary individuals have been in the spotlight since childhood. Whether you have only read or heard about conjoined twins from Ben Carson's story, or shown keen interest in the lives of conjoined twins like Abby and Brittany Hensel, do stay tuned as we learn more about the lives of Abby and Brittany Hensel. What happened to Abby and Brittany Hensel? In November 18, 2024, conjoined twins Abby and Brittany Hensel brought the attention of fans back to themselves 3 years after Abby's marriage in 2021. The twins shared a recap of their year on TikTok, including photos and videos of their wedding, and addressed a few questions about their personal lives. The headline that caught the attention of fans and ignited several speculations and questions reads, "Married and baby on the way." The twins shared a 30-second clip without a caption, and it left fans questioning if the twins truly had a baby on the way. The twins shared a 30-second clip without a caption, and it left fans questioning if the twins truly had a baby on the way. Abby, Brittany, and Josh have been enjoying their family time privately, but their posts only sparked a new wave of criticism about their private lives. Definitely, things like hate speeches and terrible comments cannot be avoided, but the twins don't let those comments affect them. Although their post attracted a lot of comments, the twins shared a special clapback for the critics in return. This is a message to all the haters out here. Read a March 29 TikTok video featuring pictures of the duo alongside Abby's husband. If you don't like what I do, but watch everything I'm doing, you're still a fan. The message was captured, #forever. Fans took to the comment section to congratulate them. One person said, "Congratulations on the upcoming baby announcement." Another user commented, "Congratulations." Someone else wrote, "Congratulations on being pregnant. You will make great moms. Congratulations, mom, dad, and auntie." "How amazing," one wrote. "Congratulations. It's such a blessing to be a mommy. Wishing you both a safe and healthy pregnancy and delivery," another said. Since their 30-second clip video was released, fans haven't heard from the conjoined twins again. Their silence and withdrawal made fans wonder if the post was what they read it to be, or if the conjoined twins had been misunderstood. Doctors and scientists even had to carry out research to be sure that it was medically possible for them to get pregnant. Some had few concerns, while others praised the twins for their boldness and confidence in taking such a huge risk. Several questions might be running through your mind right now, such as, how is it even possible for both of them to be pregnant? Or, who is the man bold enough to take such a huge risk by falling in love with not just one, but both of them? Well, that man is Abby's husband. Believe it or not, he doesn't just talk to them both. He dates them both, takes them out on romantic outings, builds separate relationships with each of them, and eventually does the unthinkable. He marries them. And somehow, despite the odds and the chaos you might expect, it all becomes part of their reality. Stay back and don't go anywhere as we learn more about the twins' background. Abigail Lorraine Hensel and Brittany Lee Hensel were born on March 7, 1990 in Carver County, Minnesota, to Patty, a registered nurse, and Mike Hensel, a carpenter and landscaper. The American conjoined twins are disophalic parapagous twins, which means they have two heads joined to one torso, which is highly symmetric for conjoined twins. Abigail and Brittany Hensel have a younger brother and sister. The twins were raised in New Germany, Minnesota, and attended Mayer Lutheran High School there. In 2012, they both graduated with degrees in education from Bethel University in St. Paul. When the twins were born, doctors told their parents there was an option to try to separate them, with a slight chance that both of them could survive. The twins' parents decided not to attempt surgical separation after hearing from doctors that it was unlikely that both would survive the operation. After their parents were told this, their father, Mike, raised his concerns. "How could you pick between the two?" was his response, and their parents finally decided that separating them would be a bad idea. As the twins grew and learned to walk and develop other skills, their parents were proud of their decision not to separate them. They also revealed that the quality of life for the surviving twin or twins living separately would be less than their quality of life as conjoined people. Despite their physical limitations, Abby and Brittany Hensel learned to coordinate their movements, from walking to texting, driving, and even playing sports. Their lives have been covered in the popular media, including Life magazine and The Oprah Winfrey Show. The twins were once interviewed on the Learning Channel in December 2006. They both discussed their daily lives and plans, and the show documented their experiences as they graduated from Bethel University with degrees in education, traveled through Europe, and began their careers as teachers. Next, we dive into the twins' extraordinary physiology. But before we do that, let's find out what dicephalic parapagus. Dicephalic parapagus. Dicephalic parapagus is a rare form of partial twinning with two heads side by side on one torso. Babies conjoined this way are sometimes called two-headed babies. Most dicephalic twins are stillborn, while some die soon after birth. A small number of dicephalic parapagus twins have survived to adulthood. The extent to which limbs and organs are duplicated may vary from case to case. One head may be only partially developed and anencephalic, or both may be complete. In some cases, two complete hearts are also present, improving their chances of survival, and the total number of arms may be 2, 3, or 4. Their chance of survival is possible if no attempt is made to separate them, except in rare cases in which one of the twins is dying. In the 1960s, few medical publications argued that newborn dicephalic twins should not be actively treated or resuscitated. A failed attempt at surgical separation was reported in a paper published in 1982 that year. The surgery did not result in the long-term survival of either twin. In more recent cases in Turkey and Minnesota, doctors advised that separation surgery would not be appropriate. This further explains why Abby and Brittany's parents kicked against surgery to give them both a chance at life. The twins' physiology. Abby and Brittany Hensel have a single body with separate heads and necks, a wider chest, 2 arms, and 2 legs. When they were born, the twins had a rudimentary arm between the bases of their necks attached to a shoulder blade at the back. The arm was removed, leaving only the shoulder blade. Abby's head tilts laterally outward about 5 degrees to the right, while Brittany tilts laterally at about 15 degrees to the left, causing her to appear shorter even when seated. Brittany's leg is nearly 2 inches shorter than Abby's, and Brittany tends to stand and walk on tiptoe. This has made her calf muscles significantly larger than Abby's. The continued growth of Abby's spine was surgically halted after Brittany prematurely stopped growing. The twins underwent surgery at Gillette Children's Specialty Healthcare when they were just 12 to correct scoliosis and to expand their chest cavity to prevent trouble breathing. Each twin is in charge of one side of their conjoined body. Their sense of touch is restricted to half of their body. This shades off at the mid-sagittal plane, so there is a slight overlap at the midline. For stomach aches, it is only felt by the twin on the opposite side. The conjoined twins skillfully use their limbs when both hands or legs are required. They usually walk, run, swim, play volleyball, play the piano, and ride a bicycle by coordinating their steps to move in sync. The twins can type on a computer keyboard and drive a car together. They can also control the steering wheel. Abby is 5 feet 2 inches taller and has longer legs than Brittany, who is 4 feet 10 inches. Their different heights have caused difficulty in some activities, like when they tried to balance a Segway in their 2012 reality series. On December 20th, a TikTok video posted to their account shed light on Abby and Brittany Hensel's anatomy. Molecular biologist Hashem Al-Ghaili created the video. According to the video, Abby and Brittany have individual organs in the upper body, while most of the organs above and below the navel are shared, except the spinal cord. The twins have 2 heads and 2 spines merging at the coccyx, joined at the thorax by sections of ribs, 2 completely separate spinal cords, 2 arms, 1 broad rib cage with 2 highly fused sternums, and traces of bridging ribs. Surgery was performed to expand their pleural cavities, and they have 2 breasts and 2 hearts in a shared circulatory system, nutrition, and respiration. Whatever medicine is taken by either affects them both. The twins also have 4 lungs, with the medial lungs moderately fused, not involving Brittany's upper right lobe. 3 pleural cavities, 1 diaphragm with well-coordinated involuntary breathing, and a slight central defect. They have 2 stomachs each, 2 gallbladders, 1 liver, and an enlarged and elongated right lobe. Their small intestine is Y, shaped with slightly spastic double peristalsis at the juncture. They both have 1 large intestine, that is 1 colon, rectum, and anus, 3 kidneys, 2 on the left and 1 on the right, and 1 bladder. As for the reproductive organs, the twins only have 1 set of reproductive organs, 2 separate half sacra that converge distally, 1 slightly broad pelvis, and 2 legs. Purge distally, 1 slightly broad pelvis, and 2 legs. The video, which got over 36,000 views, had a series of breaking news headlines. Each headline had different titles, and the ones that caught the public's eye were, "This is so tragic," and "What if one of them dies?" Since conjoined twins Abby and Brittany Hensel appeared on screen, fans have wondered what their daily lives and activities looked like. Stay tuned as we dive into how they both navigating life as conjoined twins. According to scientists, disophilic parapagus twins rarely survive into adulthood, but rare cases like the Hensel sisters, Abby and Brittany Hensel, have proved them wrong. The conjoined twins survived and graduated from high school in 2008. They both attended college at Bethel University in Arden Hills, Minnesota, majoring in education. They had both considered pursuing different courses within that major, but the extra coursework made their consideration unattainable. The conjoined twins later graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree in 2013. When it comes to their clothing, some had to be altered by a seamstress to have 2 separate necklines to emphasize their individuality. The twins usually eat separate meals, but sometimes share a single meal for convenience. When performing tasks such as responding to emails, they both type and respond as one, portraying each other's feelings with little verbal communication. Their choice of grammatical person is to use I when they agree, and to use their names when they have different responses. Isn't that mind-blowing? Abby and Brittany hate it whenever they are stared at or photographed by strangers while going about their private lives. At age 16, they appeared in interviews for the Discovery Channel in 2006. According to them, they hoped to date, get married, and have children. They also hoped that they would get to live an everyday social life, just like everyone else, by providing some information about themselves. An average teenager always looks forward to getting a driver's license. Getting one is a significant achievement. Abby and Brittany were not excluded from the list. As teenagers, the twins passed their driver's license exam separately because, according to the law, they each had to be licensed. For them, driving required coordination. Abby controls the devices on the right side of the driver's seat, while Brittany does so for those on the left. Their 2012 reality show on TLC answered the many questions fans raised about how they were able to drive. It showed how the twins completed even the simplest tasks, like driving a car. Driving can be simple for people like us with 2 hands and 2 feet, but for extraordinary people like Abby and Brittany, who share 2 hands and 2 feet between them, it can be quite tricky and even almost impossible. During the show, the twins explained how they reckon they make a pair of good drivers, before Brittany explained just how they were able to do so. "We have 2 licenses, and when we got our driver's license, we each had to take the test, and we both passed," Brittany said. "We each had to take the test, and we both passed," Brittany said. "When we drive, Abby controls the gas and the brakes, and we both steer, and I'm in charge of the blinker." A statement by Abby and Brittany's mom, Patty Hensel, further confused and worried fans. According to her, she voiced her fears by saying, "I don't know what would happen if they got pulled over for speeding. Would they each get a ticket, or just Abby because it's her foot on the accelerator?" If you're wondering if the twins have a career or a source of income, yes, they do. But first, let's dive into how they career and rise to fame. The twins appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show on April 8 and 29, 1996. In the same month, they were also featured on the cover of Life under the caption, "One Body, Two Souls," and their daily lifestyle was described in the article, The Hensel Summer. In September 1998, Life followed up with another story, and in 2002, they appeared in Joined for Life, a TV documentary by Advanced Medical Productions
The documentary was distributed on the Discovery Health Channel, and a 2003 follow-up, Joined at Birth. When the twins were 11, an updated story of them was filmed in 2001 and was published in Time and Life in 2003. ABC TV also did a documentary called Joined for Life. In 2005, they were featured in a UK television special that was part of the Extraordinary People series. In 2006, Advanced Medical made another documentary, Joined for Life. Abby and Brittany turned 16.
The documentary discusses their adolescence, school, social life, and daily activities. A few years later, TLC's Abby and Brittany reality show ran for one season with 8 episodes. In the show, the twins were 20 years old then. Abel and Brittany were shown going to university, having a social life, traveling, and navigating life as conjoined twins. People have been curious about us since we were born for obvious reasons, the twins said in the first episode of the show in 2012. But our parents never let us use that as an excuse. We were raised to believe we could do anything we wanted to do, the twins added. The most amazing thing about us is we are like everyone else. The twins later starred in the TLC reality TV show Abby and Brittany from August to October 2012. It was shown in the US and the UK in April and May 2013 by the BB, and it covers the period from their finishing college to starting a part-time teaching job. In 2013, the twins became teachers, and they continued to teach 5th grade at Sunnyside Elementary in New Brighton, Minnesota in 2024. Fans have also raised questions as to how teaching is possible. In 2021, Abby, one of the twins, got married to Josh Bowling. Keep watching as we dive into the twins' lifestyle and their lifestyle. In an interview with the BBC back in 2013, the twins shared an insight into their daily lives and their different interests. We definitely have different styles. Brittany's a lot more like neutrals and pearls and stuff like that, and I would rather have it be more fun and bright and colorful, Abby said. The twins also have individual fears. Brittany is afraid of heights. The twins also have different personalities. Brittany loves to go out, while Abby prefers to stay at home, despite being the more outspoken of the sisters. The twins also learned to play the piano as children, with Abby taking the right-hand parts while Brittany took the left-hand parts. Abby once said in the past, "We never wish we were separated because we would never be able to do all the things that we do now, like play softball, run, and do sports." Now, like play softball, run, and do sports. When it comes to talking, the twins often speak at the same time, purely on instinct, just as many twins do. But a clear line is always drawn between their differences and unique personalities by them. Abby, the more serious of the two, always prefers orange juice with breakfast, while Brittany, the joker, would rather go for milk. "Believe me, we are totally different people," Brittany told the Daily Mail in 2006, while Abigail added, "I'm more into pink and girly, and Brittany is not into pink. We take turns. One day, Brittany will pick the outfit, and the next day, I will pick the outfit." Although the twins share the same body, they react differently to temperature. "I can be at a totally different temperature than Brittany would be," Abby explained. "And a lot of times our hands are at different temperatures, so I get super hot way faster." The twins also have different reactions to coffee. Brittany's heart rate increases when they consume coffee, while Abby isn't impacted. In 2024, Abby made the headlines when she announced that she had married Josh Bowling, a nurse and Army veteran, 3 years ago. The 34-year-old twins drove their fans crazy and left them speechless in March after their court documents were obtained by Today. The documents revealed that Abby had gotten married to Army veteran Josh Bowling 3 years before their marriage was revealed. Photos of their wedding day were also released on social media. The pictures featured Abby and her twin Brittany wearing a wedding gown and Josh in a gray suit. Abby and her sister Brittany's Facebook page also has the image as their profile picture. The twins have since shared glimpses of Abby's wedding on social media, and a 2024 recap TikTok featuring footage of Abby and Bowling's first dance. After receiving online attention about the event, Abby and Brittany also called out haters in late March. "The internet is extra loud today," Abby and Brittany shared in one TikTok video. Months later, they shared another post captioned, "We know you think you know us." Josh Bowling has a daughter from his first marriage to Annika Bowling, and her name is Isabella. After their wedding, Abby became a stepmom to 8-year-old Isabella.
There are several pictures on social media showing the little girl hugging Abby and Brittany and posing on vacation with her stepmother and dad.
Although Brittany's relationship status remains unknown to date, fans still wonder if Brittany is indirectly also married to the nurse. According to public records, Abby and Brittany live in Minnesota and work as fifth-grade teachers. When they were hired shortly after their college graduation, the twins were given separate contracts and their one-person pay was split. Abby's strong points were math and science, while Brittany is more focused on the language arts, reading stuff like that, said the twins in an episode of Abby and Brittany on E! News. The conjoined twins are sometimes spotted engaging in everyday activities and are somewhat active on TikTok, where they have more than 300,000 followers. Abby and Brittany Hensel also appreciate staying out of the spotlight.
They both currently teach 4th and 5th grade at a local elementary school, where they share the same paycheck due to teaching. Pregnancy speculations. After Abby and Brittany drove fans wild with their pregnancy post, several questions were raised about its possibilities. Although Brittany, who is on the left side, can't feel anything on the right side of her body, and Abby, who is on the right, can't feel anything on her left, their limbs move as if it is coordinated by one person. As a result, the twins can actually conceive a child. However, when it comes to deciding who the legal mother is, there would be an issue. People also speculated whether there would be complications for the twins with carrying a baby. In medical history, there have only been 2 reported cases of conjoined twins that gave birth. One case involved sisters who had been surgically separated. Conjoined twins Charity Lincoln and Gutierrez Vazquez welcomed a healthy baby girl at the University of Washington Medical Center in Seattle in 2021, the same hospital where she and her conjoined twin were born 21 years earlier. When the twins were born in 2000, they were attached from the breastbone to the pelvis. According to recent medical facts, if Abby or Brittany go on to have biological children, they would be the first female disencephalic or fused side-by-side twins to do so. Although the twins each have a heart and lungs, all other organs, including their reproductive system, are shared. Another rare case is that of conjoined brothers Chang and Engbunker. The twins born in 1811 had 21 children between them, surprisingly. The extraordinary twins, Abby and Brittany, have always been clear that they want to find romance and become mothers. In interviews throughout their teenage years, Abby once said, "Yeah, we are going to be moms one day, but we don't want to talk about how it's going to work yet." Then Brittany added, "We're going to be great moms." Lastly, we dive into the responses given to unreasonable fans in defense of the conjoined twins by a few experts' response to fans. The internet obviously can't seem to stop talking and wondering about the lives of conjoined twins Brittany and Abigail Hensel. According to a few experts, the unwelcome obsession over their personal lives has gone too far. The 34-year-old conjoined twins were recently brought back into the spotlight as multiple outlets, including Today and the New York Post, reported Abigail had a private wedding ceremony in 2021. Although Abby and Brittany have said little about the post, they confirmed the rumors on their unverified TikTok account, where they shared their wedding photos in 2023. The twins also shared 2 TikTok videos in 2024 that replied to several comments from their wedding post. In one of the videos, they wrote in the caption, "The internet is extra loud today. We have always been around." In another, they included an audio addressing all the haters out there. Some experts in disability and media studies say that heightened fascination around the Hensel twins' personal lives illuminates a lot about how people treat and talk about those with unusual bodies. The truth is, the Hensel twins, like anyone else, deserve to live an everyday life and not spark discussion whenever they do so. We see something where this is unusual, this is exciting, this is a little out of the ordinary, and it's not something that many people are equipped to talk about very well. And so we see a lot of social media attention and other coverage that is focusing on this as being particularly remarkable when people in their 30s get married all the time, says Elizabeth L. Sesser, an associate professor of media studies at the University of Virginia and author of the book Restricted Access: Media, Disability, and the Politics of Participation.
Now the question is, why are people so interested in Abby Hensel's wedding? The truth is that fascination around the Hensel twins is to be expected. After all, conjoined twins are rare, and people are often fascinated by the lives of people in unusual circumstances, says Alice Dreger, a historian, bioethicist, and the author of One of Us, Conjoined Twins and the Future of Normal. People have always been fascinated by conjoined twins because they obviously represent a challenge to how we think about individuality, Alice Dreger adds. We normally think of individuality as one person existing in one expansive skin. And conjoined twins like Abigail and Brittany are obviously two people in one expansive skin. This fascination, however, becomes problematic when it gives way to exploitation and the violation of others' privacy. The Hensel twins, for instance, have kept a relatively low public profile outside their television appearances, giving the impression they aren't interested in sharing every detail of their lives with the world. Fascination around the Hensel twins' romantic relationships is also especially inappropriate because it often stems from prurient sexual interest, Elser says. This is likely why Abby and Brittany Hensel do not want to address any of the reactions to Abigail's wedding. They have no interest in answering follow-up questions. This is not anyone else's business, Elizabeth Elser adds. Elizabeth Elser says it's essential for any discussion about the Hensels' private lives to happen on their terms, not anyone else's, and to let the twins take the lead on what's okay for speculation and what's not. The best advice is to prioritize their voices and wishes, she says. What do they want to share? What do they want us to know? According to these experts, it is also important to remember to treat people with unusual bodies as human beings rather than as anomalies. And if the twins choose not to open their lives to discussion, it's important to respect that. The experience of having a different body depends on the culture around you. Abigail and Brittany have been fortunate to live in a small town that has been reasonable and accepting. And throughout history, most conjoined twins have chosen to live in small towns for, I think, exactly this reason, that they can live peaceful lives without constant interference, Alice Dreger says. Today, no one knows what exactly Abby and Brittany Hensel are doing. And we don't know the absolute truth about their rumored pregnancy status, even if their fans yearn to learn more. Abby and Brittany Hensel have continued to shock critics by living happy and fulfilled lives, and we hope to hear from them soon. What do you think about conjoined twins Abby and Brittany Hensel? Are you also in support of the experts' response to the twins' unreasonable fans? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting content. Before you go, watch the